All right, thank you so much. Stay here at the program this morning on ITV. We're still monitoring the presidential results in US. I just took a look at it again. You know, the margin is still closing. We still have the blue line and, of course, the red line tilting the 270. So it still stands at 220 for Joe Biden and 213 for President Donald Trump. So we'll keep on watching. And, of course, eventually we'll tell you who becomes the next president of the United States of America. Anyway, away from that now, let's look at the aftermath of the ENDSARS protests, security challenges here and there. And only yesterday that the state governor had to meet with the authorities of the Edo State Police Command and urging them to make sure that they go back to work. And big one that the governor said, you know, he actually gave them his mind, a beautiful part of his mind that he gave them. That's all the items that have been destroyed. I talked about the vehicles and, of course, the police post unit here and there, that the Edo State government is going to review them and replace the vehicles. A very good one, a very good encouragement for that matter. And also, we also saw that the curfew that has been in the state has been further relaxed. So we now have between 10 p.m. in the evening till about 6 a.m. in the morning. So in other words, you're not expected to be seen outside between 10 p.m. in the evening and, of course, 6 a.m. in the morning, except if you are an essential worker like me. And, of course, you must have a pass to go around town in that case. Well, to look at security challenges as aftermath of ENDSARS protests this morning, we are so privileged to have a security expert here, Mr. Isaac Asemota. And, of course, he's the Managing Director of Casuta Security Services here in Benin State. Sir, you're welcome to this program.
Thank you very much. Happy with you.
Yeah, I would have, should I say, attacked you now if you were to be still putting on your uniform as a policeman. But I understand that you're a retired DSP. So perhaps we may just get some words of wisdom and some form of encouragement as it relates to security in the state. Now, what do you make of the allegation making the rounds that policemen seem to have abandoned their duties?
Thank you very much. That allegation, they are not 100% correct. It's not true. There might be element of fact in, but it's not completely true. The reason is that, just like you said earlier, that if I was to be in uniform, maybe I would have, jokingly said, would have attacked also. So also the police is very, very sensitive in this area. I want to assure you, before you ask me what I'm going to say now, whether I'm the PRO, well, I want to let you know that as a retired senior police officer, I still have connections with many of my classmates and senior officers in the headquarters. And when things like this start happening, we continue to ask questions because police work is our, police in general, is our first constituency. So, like this one you are saying now, is for the reason why people are saying that police are withdrawn or no longer outside, and I say it is not true, is that because they are not seeing them in uniform. Policemen, they are still, many of them are still doing their job undercover. You would have asked all these people, they said they are arresting for one or two offenses during this ENDSARS perpetrated by some of these hoodlums and not the genuine ENDSARS protesters. You would have asked how were they arrested. You would not know. There are still undercover system, and I don't want to go in detail so that they will be able to achieve the aim the police intends to achieve. And the other aspect of it, which the generality of the public is actually want to see, is that they want to see police officers in uniform, which I assure you, in the shortest possible time, they will come out. As you are aware, this ENDSARS, the new outfit, which is the SWAT now, they are doing their training, is ongoing now.
Yeah, but the SARS was also disbanded.
I mean SWAT.
SWAT, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Is it disbanded?
Yeah, the IG said, okay, since you don't need SWAT, we'll have to leave it there.
That is not true. Don't think, but I think yesterday or 2 days ago, I saw when the Minister of Police Affairs and others, they went to, is in Kaduna or Nasarawa or so, okay, where they went and observed the training of the new team. I saw they came down in a helicopter. Okay. So if that is maybe the information to this morning, I don't know. Okay. But as far as 2 days ago, I know the training is ongoing. So after all these things, they will put everything in place and come out so that they will be seeing them in public. I think that is the fear now. They are not seeing them in front. No, you should know that the police uniform is for prevention. It is not, when you are making an arrest, it's not actually the police uniform that is making the arrest, but it's the human being in it. But the police uniform in itself is to prevent and make sure that people see you and it makes them to be afraid.
Okay. Now, the way it is now in the metropole, it seems that people are beginning to take laws into their hands. Take, for example, what happened yesterday somewhere around Upper Sokomba Road, where we had the report that some 2 boys were beaten. As a matter of fact, jungle justice, was taken on them. What do you think is the implication of that in this kind of situation?
As far as I'm concerned, not minding the offense that person has committed is very, very barbaric. Because to have seen somebody, set fire, I saw them pour petrol. It's in the internet anyway. Pour petrol and they lit it, and the person were now rolling out of the scene. Those things, that action taken by them, I'm not in support of that, because everybody, any criminal is presumed to be a suspect until the contrary is proved. But notwithstanding, I'm sure it's as a result of the fallout of this ENDSARS protest that is resulting to all these issues now. Even though these things have been happening before now, but the rate at which it's not happening in all nooks and crannies all over the countries is an alarming rate, and it's as a result of this ENDSARS protest. That is why the intentions actually of the ENDSARS protesters were actually genuine, and I don't see them actually going out of control or doing the negative thing or going contrary to the law. It was when the situation was hijacked by these criminals. That is where everything went out of hand. And they now go to a police station that in your area, like that of Pastor where you are talking now, the Udogbo and Ugbekun police station is completely raised down. And that is where, when you have problem, you first of all run to your immediate place. When you are not, if you are, you are trapped or you are in problem, that is where you run to. And those bad boys, they went there and got it burnt. There are many states in the federation, many of the DPOs, some of them are my classmates, and they are being rewarded today for what they did. Some of the youths around, they came and, cordoned the police station, said they will not allow this run to come upon their police station, because even though...
In some states,
many of them, like Imo State, another thing. I have 2 of my CSP classmates, they are there, and people, they are talking good of them. Okay. The youth came out, even in Fege police station, Fege in Onitsha. Okay. They want CSP there, the same thing. The time they said they want to burn, the youth came out, they said it must not be burnt. This is our area. So these are some of the things that some of these hoodlums don't take into considerations when they were acting on all this. They went as far as to start, killing police officers, and even going far as eating them.
Eating them?
Yes, there was a place like that in Oyo State where they were eating them, and they were speaking this Yoruba language there, and they were sharing the meat of the policemen from the taps area of it. It's in the internet, so that was too bad, and that is why you see many of the policemen morale, they are being demoralized, and that is why the IG is going all over the states now to sensitize the police officers. But I assure you, things will come to normal. Okay.
Now, let's look at another challenge that seems to be foiling the police operations presently. Now, as we speak now, most police posts have been razed down by fire, just like what you said. A particular one took my attention about a few days ago, the police station along Etete Road. That's along Dumes Road, off Saple Road. Dumes Road is off Saple Road. Okay. Now that police station, burns down and all that. Now, we are asking the police officials to get back to work. The greatest challenge for them now is that they need accommodation. I mean, if you arrest a suspect, you must keep that suspect under some form of incarceration. So, with all this, how do we expect the police to operate now?
That is the problem. That is the problem at hand now, because where there are instances where they say they will take suspects to some of these police stations that were burnt. Who are you going to meet there? I don't think they will even see anybody there. You are taking them to that place to go and do what? The place you have got burnt. It's not possible. So what we should do now, because we are in a very serious precarious situation, the government has to come into action now to get all those things built. But if they are not built, look at somewhere like this Upper Sakomba we are talking now. If anything happens there, before they will now take a bike, no, not a bike, any commercial vehicle to go to headquarters, maybe to go and seek for assistance. It takes them a long time before you
but
come.
we're talking about the immediate, response. Can we have alternatives? Because for government to, government's attention, it will need some form of approval, getting finances out and all that. So it takes time.
That is the precarious situation I say we are in now. But anyway, I'm too sure that there are, except those cases that are maybe murder cases or armed robbery. I know too well that police, they would not like to start entertaining many of these cases, maybe a case of assault or common assault or those things that will require, a very large environment. If it's a case of maybe murder or armed robbery, at least the headquarters can contain that. They have enough space for such a place now.
Okay.
But not all those minor cases, he slapped me, or he did this one, or he did all those things that are not serious in nature. I know police will be very, very intelligent in that aspect, to treat in a way that it will not require making an arrest. Maybe such a thing is done and they can just take statement and say, release the person on bail to a reliable surety. And when the time comes, they can charge to court. There have been many cases like in Lagos where more than 1,000 plus were charged to court. They were accommodated somewhere in headquarters before we were taken, because not all the police stations are still intact, because many were burnt. Some of those very, very sensitive cases will be taken to headquarters. From there, I'm sure they will not charge to court. But they should not expect that you are in the market, somebody slapped you, or he took your bag, and you are running to the headquarters expecting that person to go and arrest all of them. Where would they keep them? That is just the thing. And as a result of this now, they have now seen the importance of police. That is the truth. It is when people hear you say so, they will say, what is important in there? The day the broom is not in your house, you know the importance.
The importance of the
Yeah, so we are praying, we are now begging all our brothers and sisters to please, this issue of killing and fighting ourselves should be avoided. It is not good. As we know, there are some bad guys in the police, there's no doubt about that. It is not only the SARS, like we were saying, that it was only the department of the police. There are many departments in the police, but when this incident came up, it was everybody, because according to things fall apart, he said if one Africa breaks so he swears the other. That was what actually affected all the police officers, whereas it was not all the police officers who were involved in this. So that is what our brothers and sisters out there should take into consideration, not to start venting blame on innocent police officers. And the policemen too, and I'm too sure with this reformation now, many of these police officers who are misbehaving on the road, maybe as a result of one frustration or the other, I think they will come to their senses too. Okay. So both sides has to balance so that everybody will respect the sanctity of life.
Okay. Yeah. Now, there's no doubt that the police, the federal government is has a huge responsibility to reform the police. And of course, I've always asked you on this platform, when we talk about reformation of the police, where exactly to start from. But some persons have actually advocated, recently, that retired police officers like you should also be inclusive in the reformation of our police force. Because I remember the last time I brought you talked about the need for the police to be reformed in their way of thinking and all that. So what is your take on trying to involve retired personnel? Probably personnel that when they were in office, they had a smooth period of work and all that. They didn't have any denting image, no denting reports against their image. So what's your take on involving these guys?
Well, first and foremost, I will seize this opportunity to thank the hierarchy of the police. Sincerely speaking, about a month ago or 3 weeks ago, there is what is going on all over the Federation for the retired police officers, which is a national health insurance scheme. They were not actually be involved up to this moment, but now they are now involved. You will be treated like as if you are still in the force, which is a very good steps in the right direction. So I applaud the police authority for that. But however, what it used to be before this issue of asking premium to this premium company for this your retirement benefits, they come in. Before then, when the police man retires, whatever he's taking, if there is an increase in the salary of the people serving, it affects those who are retired. But in this case, not like that, because this premium payment system now all this their insurance something, taking care of the police salary something. They have taken over all those issues. They should come back to those that very system where if you retire, if you are receiving 10 naira while in the job, and then you retire, the money you are paid, as soon as they increase the salary of the police to 20 naira, for example, it should equally affect the monthly take-home of the retired officer. This will go a long way in helping every issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Isaac Asebota, a security expert in Benin City here. Somebody that served, in the Nigeria Police Force. He rose to the position of DSP, and he's a retired DSP officer. A very big thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you very much, sir.
Well, we'll take a short pause now, and Mr. Obi is here with us, who is the incident officer to Edo State government on COVID-19. So we're going to be talking about COVID-19 one more time, and of course,